Hey everyone, I'm Connor and welcome to my channel, The Closet. If it's your first time here, on my channel I talk all things luxury, so if that's something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button and the bell button so you're notified when I release new content. And if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be doing my leather care guide, whether it be for your handbag or your small leather good. It's all applicable, so if that is something you're interested in, keep watching because there is lots of useful information in this video, especially if you're an avid collector or if you're somebody who's purchasing their first leather bag. So in my video today, I'm going to be using products from the leather care brand Luxegarde, which is an Australian company that have produced water-based cleaning products specifically designed for Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, high-end luxury bags. Because they are water-based, they do not have fragrance, they do not have alcohol, and they do not have drying agents in them that actually damage your bag. And this is why I have chosen to use this. Now, this video is not sponsored. This video is not paid for or anything like that. I've purchased these goods way before I even had a YouTube channel, and I have always used them for protecting and treating my bags and also items that I sell through my business, Conrad's Closet. But they have, however, given me a discount code that you guys can use, and I'm going to pop it down in the description box below. That gives you 10% off their products. So I strongly recommend whether you purchase this brand or any other cleaning brand that you protect and treat your leather bags, because it is so important. If you do not do it, you risk cracking, you risk damaging your bag permanently, and it's honestly just not worth it. Okay, so the bag that I'm going to be demonstrating on for leather is a Chanel Classic Flat with lambskin, and the reason why I'm doing lambskin is it's a perfect example of a bag that should be cleaned and conditioned regularly due to the delicate nature of this leather. So as I mentioned before, the products I'm going to be using are Luxegarde, and I'm going to start off with a leather cleanse followed by the leather protector product. Now, just a little disclaimer first, I am in no way a luxury bag cleaner professional. I am just somebody who has a good knowledge of cleaning bags and the importance of cleaning bags, I should say. And I know how important it is to do it regularly. These products are not like a professionally qualified product. These are available to everyday consumers, and it does have its own set of instructions to use. So the first thing you want to do when you are cleaning any bag for the very first time is to always do a spot test. And this does not matter what product you're using. It's always great to do a spot test, especially when dealing with bags in very rich, vibrant colors. I've already done a spot test before filming this video, and no color came up, or came off, I should say. So these products are then fine to proceed with. I might point out though that with deep red colors, black bags, or very rich like aubergine or purple colors, it is normal for a little bit of color to come off when you first clean it. And more strictly speaking, with Chanel bags, it's more common. And it doesn't mean that the color is actually lifting. It's just a testament to how highly pigmented the dye is that Chanel used to their bags. So of course, always do a spot test when cleaning those types of bags first, but it is normal for a little bit of bleeding to come up. So the first thing you want to do when you are cleaning a bag is just give it a general dust with a microfiber cloth. This is the cloth that has come with Luxegarde, and it's called their all-rounder cloth. And you just want to make sure there's, oops, not banging the camera. You just want to make sure there's no dust or anything built up on the bag. I have just bubble wrapped over the chain so it's not banging against the table and getting, potentially damaged or just making that really annoying noise. So if you do have a Chanel bag or something with a chain or a piece of hardware on the bag that could get knocked or banged around while you're doing it, I do suggest protecting it first as well. So the first item I'm going to be using is the leather cleanser. This preps the bag for the condition, which will be done next, and it gets rid of any light superficial marks on top of the bag. It's like the equivalent of, when you have a white t-shirt and if you look very finely after wearing it, you can see like a very thin layer of brown on top, or dirt. And it doesn't matter what you do, it's just from everyday use that the dirt will just sit on top of the surface. So this helps get rid of all of that surface level dirt and preps the leather before it gets conditioned. Now, the applicator cloth that Luxegarde have with their products I've actually run out of. So this is a very similar type of cloth that is very soft, not abrasive, doesn't have any cleaning chemicals on it from previous use. It is purely for bag cleaning, so it is fresh and it's got no other traces of chemicals or anything on like that. It's soft and it's not like I'm rubbing an abrasive surface on anything. So what you want to do is spray the cloth first. You never want to spray directly onto the bag. And then you just start in sections. It's best to go against the pattern of the bag. So because this is chevron, going with the stripes. Okay, now that you've prepped the bag with the leather cleanser product, the bag is then ready to be leather protected. So the leather protector is very important because it actually hydrates the leather, keeps it nice and soft and supple, and helps prevent cracking. So to use an equivalent, leather is obviously animal skin, and like our own skin, we need to keep it moisturized, otherwise it gets rough and it cracks. The only difference is between the leather on a bag and our own skin is with our own skin, if we damage it and it gets cracked, we can moisturize it, and because obviously we're alive still, skin is able to regenerate and go back to being soft. However, with leather, if we do not keep it protected and keep it moisturized and it does crack, it can't be revitalized, it can't be fixed because the leather is dead. So that's probably the most significant part of hydrating and keeping your leather conditioned, because especially in stress points on bags, like on Chanel's where the flap is, that is the pressure points, and that are the parts of the bag that are always going to crack first if they are not looked after properly. So what you want to do is take 2 small pumps in a spot on the cloth and start in a section of the bag. It's best to kind of draw up the bag into quarters, starting with this as the first part. And what you want to do is apply in gentle circular motion, going through the pattern of the bag. You don't want the product to build up in any areas. You don't want to leave any of the product in a clump dried up on the bag. So it's really important to massage it thoroughly into the bag. You're not going to damage it by doing this because the cloth is soft and the product is designed especially for this. Now, as I was talking about before, the top of the bag for Chanel flaps is very stressful because this part is constantly being opened and closed. And you'll notice with Chanel bags that there is a wrinkle when you open it, which is obviously totally normal, but that is an area that you always want to focus your attention on. Other areas of the bag that are equally as important are the parts that come into contact with the carrier. So this would be the Mona Lisa pocket on the back, because this part is always in contact with the carrier, whether it be rubbing against them, whether it be hitting their body. This part is the first to fade or scratch or get color transfer on. So having this nice and supple is extremely important. And as I was mentioning before, there's no colour coming off onto the cloth, so the leather is just absorbing this conditioner right into it. This is the equivalent of putting like a really good moisturiser onto your skin and letting it set in, I should say. God, concentrating on something and talking is actually very hard. Also, you want to pay attention to the corners, and the base of the bag as well. These parts are just as important because obviously the base gets put on the ground and the corners are the first kind of hit points when bags get damaged as well. Now you would obviously continue cleaning the entire bag, including the inside, the flap, in between the pockets and the internal part of the bag, and obviously keeping in mind the serial stamp in there as well, because you don't want to lift that off or pull it off by accident. But if you do that with your bags frequently, this really does help the longevity of the leather, and it really ensures your bag is going to stand the test of time as well. Next, the hardware. Now this is aged gold hardware, so it is meant to look rather matte or dull, but as you can see on the front here, oh, it's not really coming up in the camera, but it is a tiny bit smudgy. So what I like to do is get a sunshine cleaning polishing cloth. Now they have these on eBay, or jewellery stores have them as well, but they're a great way to remove tarnish and to kind of freshen up your hardware. There was a tiny little bit of tarnish on there which has come off, but not a lot, which is great. Now these cloths are really good, but you are not supposed to wash these. So once they are covered in tarnish, they're absolutely filthy. You chuck them out and then you purchase a new one. If you wash them, it actually removes the properties that that can get rid of tarnishing. So it's really good to only use them until they're absolutely done and then buy a new one. The leather already feels, even through gloves, a lot more supple. It feels a lot more hydrated, and it has really taken away that kind of dense, very light, dry feeling. And it'll also help relieve pressure and stress in these high moving areas, and it'll alleviate cracking over time because the leather is supple. It's like when you get blisters on your feet or you get cracking on your heels, and if you actually speak to a podiatrist, they will tell you that the softer your feet or the skin on your feet is, the less prone it'll be to cracking and the less blisters you will get. The harder your skin is, the more likely it'll crack. So it's the same principle, because obviously leather is skin. So as mentioned before, the two products I used was the Luxegarde Leather Protector and the Luxegarde Leather Cleanser. I used the cleanser first, and then I followed it off with the protector. So the next item I'm going to be cleaning is the Louis Vuitton coated canvas, which is just natural canvas that is coated in PVC. Because it's coated in PVC, you get the added durability and protection, and also that longevity factor. Now, because this is not leather, you don't need to use the leather protector product. You can just simply use the leather cleanser. Just do a few sprays. All right, let's see. So as you can see, it's quite dirty. So it's amazing just how much stuff actually sticks to your SLGs, especially when you wear them a lot. So a bit more dirt has come off. Ew, that's really gross. Cleaning your SLGs with the leather cleanser. Oh yeah, the leather cleanser, sorry, is a great way to non-invasively remove surface level dirt and grime that has built up on your canvas pieces. Also, last year when I purchased my Louis Vuitton Speedy, I used the Luxegarde products to protect and waterproof the vachetta. And as you can see, the patina is becoming a gorgeous light honey color, and there is no watermarks. It is evenly patinaed, and I'm so happy that I chose to use Luxegarde for doing this. So as mentioned before, I'll be giving a 10% discount code for products from Luxegarde. I'll pop it down in the description below. This video was not sponsored or anything like that. This is just purely me as a consumer who has found a great product that works, that is really good for using on leather goods and SLGs, and a product that I'm happy to recommend to people. Also, it's always great to support an Australian business, especially one that is very passionate about the luxe community and designing designing products specifically for that. So you guys, I really strongly recommend hopping onto Luxegarde and checking out their products. They also sell bag accessories like base shapers and things like that. So really good to go check them out. Thanks so much for watching my leather care guide video, guys. If there is something you think I've missed, or if it's information that you had no idea about, pop it all down in the comments. I would really love to hear from you. And if you have any other general questions, I'd love to know them also. I'd love it if you could also reach out to me on Instagram, on my Instagram account, The Closet by Connor, as it's another way that we can connect outside of YouTube. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.